What's up, Aquarius gang? Welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. That's me. My name's Annie. Happy to have all my Aquarian friends out there with me in YouTube land. Welcome. We're going to do a short mini love and relationships tarot. This is what I'm calling the little sips, right? Because I'm the teacup, so just taking a little sip, testing the energy, seeing where you're at, where your person's at. So let's get some love messages from my Aquarians out there looking to check in on their person. Usually that person you're thinking about. If you're single and looking, by all means, you're welcome. But this is probably more for those who resonate with the idea of, I'm interested. Let's see. Yeah, you know, you have someone in mind. Ooh, some of you have a Cancer or a Capricorn. All right, a few more cards for Aquarius. As always, just for the newbies who don't know, I do general messages on YouTube. That means that not everything I say will resonate with all the Aquarians out there. Up to you guys to come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind. Highly encourage that you only take away messages that resonate with you, right? That fit your circumstance or scenario. If something feels strange or foreign, drop it like it's hot. That means it's not your message. And please don't be offended if it isn't, right? You know, it can't be your message every time. You know, picking up on so many energies out there that it won't always be your story. I just put that as a little disclaimer. It's nothing personal. I got mad love for all you Aquarians out there. Thank you for joining me today. Everything else about this video down in the box below, the decks I'm using, my social media, how to book a personal, all that is written below for you. Let's hop in. One more card for Aquarius's person. One more card. Where are the energies at with Aquarius? Okay. All right. So, holy cannoli, you have a good amount of, major arcana. So you have the card of Scorpio is at the very bottom of your deck. So if it's not a Scorpio, this is all about moving into a new chapter in your life, particularly regarding romance, right? It could certainly relate to career if that's the lens you want to view it through. But yeah, this is essentially recognizing what is no longer serving you. In a sense, it's letting something die off, right? That doesn't have to mean a relationship. It could be putting an end to the arguments, to the fighting, to, you know, the disruption. Or for a lot of you, it's the boredom of a relationship. So you could be moving on. More than likely, though, this indicates to me there is still love there with cups. It's the idea of how do we make this fresh? How do we make this new? How do we, you know, get some of that sexual passion back? It might be that type of energy of moving on from, it's like when you hit a plateau in love. And I feel like you guys have gotten that message, I want to say recently, and I'm certainly not trying to give you the same messages over and over. That frequently happens when I'm doing like daily readings, like every other day. The energy doesn't shift drastically day to day. But anyway, we'll see what we get. So could absolutely mean that you're either, thinking about cutting something off with a Scorpio, particularly if you're going towards a Gemini, or it could be the opposite as well. All right, so your overall energy is the World, the Chariot. So two cards of extreme travel. I don't know who's traveling around the world right now in this global pandemic, but maybe you're planning to, maybe you're thinking about it. Maybe you're at a distance from your sweetheart. You're either thinking about some sort of contract, be it a business contract, be it a marriage contract. Swords can be the information or the seeking of information, the gathering of information, fact checking data, details, research. So some of you might be researching a trip to see your Libra, right? This is a card of Libra, Justice. Could also indicate you're looking into a marriage license, looking into a business license. It could also mean that you're thinking with a page, it's not a brand new idea, you're considering severing something off, right? Ending a contract, even if it's not a marriage contract. Again, it could be a business contract. It could also indicate like a soul contract, right? If somebody in your past was a soul mate, but they weren't necessarily the one, you know, they've served you on your spiritual path. These energies kind of go in multiple ways. I hope you understand. In many readings, I'm trying to cast a wide net so people can see where the energies are at. But yeah, you're either thinking of signing a contract or thinking of severing a contract, or you're just dreaming about your Libra. Some of you are starry-eyed for a Libra, and it's kind of like this, I wish we were together type vibe. But this is the card of Cancer, the Chariot. It's a card of victory. It talks all about balancing our internal energies, our dark and our light, which everybody has as a human being. Your dark and your light must work in unison, actually. There needs to be equality, a balancing of those scales, right? In order to get this chariot, symbolically us, to move forward, our internal energy must be quite balanced. With that, there is freedom, there's liberation, there's a sense of pride, there's a sense of accomplishment. The World is frequently a card of like a metaphorical graduation of sorts. You've been through, peaks and valleys, strikes and gutters, as they say, right? So that's what this probably is. For a lot of you, if you're kind of going through it with your person and just something is a little bit lackluster, it indicates, I think you guys are moving into a new cycle where, you're getting your zest and your fire back. I like this. This can be a card of feuding and competition. So again, for some of you, it might be. For most of you, this is like getting back in the game. Especially with this card, this is like gladiator mode to me. It's like, I'm going to get back out there and really, give it my all in this relationship. I think you both probably came to a crossroads of if you wanted to pursue something further, maybe it felt like there was a metaphorical distance growing between you, an emotional distance. That's what this Four of Cups could be. But for most of you, you decide to, teamwork card. Let's rebuild. Let's continue to build. Let's see where else we can take it, right? This could indicate let's travel in a new direction. It doesn't have to be literal travel. Let's take this kind of relationship that we're both feeling a little bit hesitant or confused about and let's take it in a new direction, baby. Let's achieve the unimaginable. And I mean, Two of Cups is the bottom of the deck and the Page of Pentacles. So overall, your energy, Aquarius, is quite fine. I mean, this isn't screaming like, oh my God, I'm in love and I don't care who knows it. But unless you're with a Libra, something about this feels very positive. But what I was going to say is none of this feels very heavy and negative. Quite frankly, some of you may be not feeling it with one person, and maybe there's a little bit of argumentation, but if that's the case, you've already recognized it. You're already like, well, I guess this isn't the one. Bye. There isn't a lot of oh my God, but it's my person and I can't leave. Your energy isn't that. It's cool, calm, and collected, and quite frankly, it's the most Aquarian energy I've ever seen. It's just like, hey, I'm here for it. If you're not, then... all right, so there's forward movement towards love. Okay, so for the one or two of you who are completely single and decided to tune in anyway, hey, what's up, guys? Thanks. This could indicate moving towards new love as well. I don't necessarily think this would be a split that you are just getting out of. Again, unless you're thinking about the idea of divorcing or thinking about the idea of transitioning into a new cycle where you are accepting new partnership. Again, though, if that's the case, you're vibing high. It's not like you're crawling tooth and nail out of a relationship like you've been to hell and back. It's just not that energy. So if that's your story, it's not coming through in this spread. It might not be your message. This would indicate you may have, what is the term? Bittersweet. If you are ending a relationship, it's not to say that you hate this person. It's not that you despise them. Just something didn't work out. Someone decided to cut it, in which case it's like you accept your fate. You accept that you can't struggle and force this relationship to fit. So, okay, if God closes a door, he's opening a window somewhere. So where my window at? That's what this energy is. And then it's like, oh, well, there it is. That's how love works. It's funny. It's like the more you try and force it and fight it and this is my person and that's that, the universe is like, oh, this person needs to do self-healing. So my Aquarian energy here, it's very beautiful. It's basically saying, again, accepting fate, that if you feel like you're being hit with blocks and obstacles, you move on to the next thing and then boom, it's beautiful again. So that could indicate fixing a relationship, putting in the work, right? Or again, it could indicate looking for new love, in which case it's right at the bottom of your deck. It's all right here, particularly with a Virgo. If anyone's looking for new love with a Virgo. I know a couple in my personal family, I know a couple Aquarians who are either married or engaged or who have been with Virgos for quite some time. So there's something to that mix. You have a couple Virgo cards, and I'm not at all impeding my own personal stories or energy on this, but the past couple readings I've done for you guys, I've recognized that pairing comes up a lot, and I'm like, oh, I know so anyway, just confirmation for one or two of you. If you're trying to make it work with a Virgo, it's very possible. I know many people who have done it. Anyway, all right, so you have this card twice. The single ladies, independent, self-made man, self-made woman. The gender's not super important. I think you get this a lot. Looking around your life and realizing the richness of the life you've created. If it isn't necessarily monetary, right? It could also just indicate putting great value in the world you're creating for yourself, right? So this is coming up in your person's spread. So for some of you, you may be headed into a new relationship where someone is free and single and looking. But then their cards get kind of wonky. Then you got a couple challenges coming up in your spread, but it is coming up in your person's energy. So one or both of you need to release an ex, particularly a Scorpio or a Cancer. And it's funny because the energies will go both ways, because you have both these cards coming up as major arcana, which could indicate positive change with that. But again, it could be the opposite too, that if they're showing up in your spread, it means their energy is around you. So for one or two of you, you could be holding on to one but wanting to embrace another. Does that make sense? So specifically under the Scorpio card, a need to detach from the past, a need to detach from mental head games or chaos or arguments. That's what's coming up. 5-0 is awkward numbers, right? There's some shift in the energy, but this person is facing forward but looking over their shoulder. So they haven't quite mended ties with the idea of releasing themselves from things that happened in the past. Now with this card, it's a challenging one. Sometimes this can be the card of people winning at all costs or playing mental head games. One day they say something, but then they do the other, vice versa. So a lot of times when this card comes up, the person who's spread this in, either they don't know where they stand with someone, or the opposite, they're kind of playing some head games and maybe doing some shitty things to other people. Now again, it's not coming up in your spread, but sometimes the energies can reverse. So you get to decide who, pick your person, so to say, but yeah, I think this has to do with someone who's interested in you, but because this is an Aquarius card, they don't know where you stand. And I'm not necessarily indicating that you're playing head games. It could be that there's just, there's some unspoken baggage between you where, whether you know this person or not, there's an element of you guys feel a connection, but then no one's really taking action. Okay, I was gonna say there's not a lot of wands here. That's my biggest thing. It's like, who's the one essentially asserting themselves to be like, hey, do you want to go out on a date? Or hey, do you want to try this again? Or hey, do you want to, whatever, let's take a vacation, let's travel together. Whatever the action is, there's almost no wands here. But that's why I think I was looking at this one card, which can be simmering tempers, though it doesn't have to be. For a lot of you, it's getting your energy and your motivation back. I mean, let's be honest, we're all at home quarantining right now, so who knows what dating is looking like for anyone. But if you're growing kind of bored and agitated and complacent or missing your person, there is going to be like a newfound energy, but it's probably going to be in Gemini season. Like Taurus, it's all about kind of like the house and material possessions and goods, and it's earth energy, so Mother Nature letting things develop organically. It's like, seedling to the flower. I think for you, Aquarius, it's getting a little bit dull. I think you guys are just getting bored. That's what I sense. So you're either longing to be with your person or you're dreaming of the next person that you can be with. So Gemini season is going to be late May, early June. There's going to be some sort of action taken to either, again, communicate with the person that you're thinking of. That's what this could be too, communication coming in. It could also be from a Libra or from a Scorpio or a Cancer. It doesn't have to be. But yeah, somebody doesn't know where they stand with you, but they're not willing to make the first move. Absolutely is what I get. You might be dealing with an air sign, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Doesn't have to be, again, a Virgo. This is such a Virgo card to me. It's Venus and Virgo. So someone who has love, Venus, right? Or you have love with a Virgo, it could be saying. But yeah, they don't know where they stand, and they're very apprehensive to make like a move on you because they don't want to like embarrass themselves or something about like risk what they've created or the friendship that has grown between you two. They're not willing to roll the dice on it and say something that it's almost like that could put them in an awkward or uncomfortable position. So they're holding back, Aquarius. This person is not reaching out to you, but they're definitely thinking about you. In fact, they're not over you. If this is your ex, this is coming through as they're trying to maintain, they're trying to be very grounded and stable on their own, but their love life is being impacted by the fact that they can't release your energy. So, a double-edged sword to that. If you're not interested in them, that's quite unfortunate for your person because they need to focus on self-healing and self-love right now. Or if it's the opposite, it could be something where they like you, but they're not willing to come forward. Essentially, they're sort of putting themselves in an awkward position because if they don't seem to be expressing any sort of truth to you, well, they're keeping themselves in limbo. They're keeping themselves in hangman mode. So if you know who this person is and you're interested, I would say at least reach out, right? Give them a call, give them a text, because I think they would be happy to receive it. But yeah, there is a sense of there is someone who's really waiting and longing for your energy, and I'm not saying it's unhealthy, but their priorities are a little bit, sorry, I take that back. That's not what I'm trying to say. They're not doing anything productive. That's the word to focus on something else that brings them joy, especially in their mindscape. I'm sure this person is actually quite a worker. They have a great work ethic, but it's almost like they do that to keep themselves busy. And then on their off hours, on their off time, their mind kind of wanders into this darker place of like almost the fear of I'm never going to hear from Aquarius again. I blew it or whatever. There is a lot of heavy energy regarding you. So again, for most of you, this probably isn't new. Let's throw some clarifiers on this. 5 of Swords, please. Could be dealing with a Gemini. Your Lovers card was down there. And I think, was it the Lovers and the Team card and the Pentacles. Yeah, there's definitely a Gemini wanting to reach out to you or make an offer to you, or the opposite. More than likely, it's the opposite. They're hoping you make an offer to them to reconcile. Because this person is single right now. They're going on their individual path. But they do want to build something with you, and they are sexually attracted to you, and they want an offer. Yeah. Again, a Gemini or a Virgo. Boom. Absolutely, with clarity. There's a Gemini or a Virgo looking at my Aquarians. There could also be something involving a Capricorn. In your pre-shuffle, the Devil card came out, and it's kind of poking through way down in like kind of the middle of the deck here. You have 2 cards of Capricorn. Again, Cancer, Scorpio, Libra. There's a lot of people showing up, but okay, so you have, let's see, the 8 of Wands. So 8 of Wands, yeah, they want communication. They want forward movement. That's the thing. They don't want to stay in this mental prison. They want to break themselves out, but their perspective is slightly skewed in that they think the answer to their problems is you. They think you're the one who holds the key and can unlock them from this mental prison or these negative thoughts. And that really is like a lack mentality. This person does need to learn to help themselves. And maybe that's why Spirit, God, Universe has sort of Maybe there's been a separation, in which case this person has been asked to go down an independent spiritual journey so they can learn to heal themselves, so they can be self-sufficient and not... There could be like an element of codependency here, right? This person feels better when they're with you, Aquarius, but this person needs to learn to stand on their own 2 feet a little bit. And this is tough love, right? But your person is not malicious. There's no bad intent here. But again, their perspective on this, they need to realize they have the freedom to release themselves of these negative thoughts that could potentially be eating away at them. They do want to move forward with something. They do want to communicate, but it's like they've chosen to silence themselves. Maybe they believe you have shut them off, or that you don't want communication from them. And maybe you have, right? I don't know every intricate detail of this, but I don't know. I kind of think you're thinking about them too. This could be someone with a Libra Scorpio cusp as well. And then let's see, yeah, the Queen of Swords in reverse. So if you are a female Aquarian and we're talking about your cross watcher, they think that you've rejected them. And it doesn't have to, it could be any gender, any coupling, right? I'm just saying specifically for my Aquarians who are female watching this, your person assumes that it's like you've given them the thumbs down, like, no, I'm over this. And they're terrified. They're terrified that if they were to reach out to you, you would reject them, particularly your Libra. Interesting. All right, let's do some romance angels on this. Some of you are setting your sights on new horizons, and I just want to underscore there's nothing wrong with that, Aquarius. You got to do what's in your heart, right? But you do have someone coming up in your spread who... There's definitely a little bit of a history with you, and I think you rejected them, and so they're still thinking about you for what it's worth. Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. So yes, sometimes this can be, hey honey, let's grab an Airbnb and have a fun little weekend away. It could. This can also indicate, because it says it's time to disconnect from the world, this could also be, hey, like we're going to take a break and focus on our own spiritual paths, right? That's why the Hermit card is coming up, to shine that internal lantern on ourselves and recognize what we want to change or what we want to explore and discover. It's not saying there couldn't be a reconciliation there. There's very much kind of like a twin flamey energy to this. But yeah, I do sense that there's a little bit of stagnancy or something. And so time apart may have been necessary to help you guys grow into the best versions of yourself. But then I think you guys are going to come back together. I got to be honest. This feels pretty positive. Yeah, the 9 of Cups, the 2 of Wands. It's like once somebody bridges the gap of... kind of like the middleman. You're not quite in it, but you're not quite out of it. You're somewhere in the middle, Aquarius. I think once you think about this and you kind of take assessment of, do I love them? Do I want to try it with them again? This, that, and the other thing. I think you do. I gotta be honest. This is like the soulmate card, the wedding card, the celebration. At very minimum, it's a milestone in a relationship. It's like a celebratory milestone. So... Yeah, I don't want to paint false hope. Obviously, you're always in the driver's seat, hence the Chariot coming up, right? You can go wherever you want to go in this relationship, but this person's coming into your spread for a reason, so it might be worth just considering why they're showing up in your energy, right? Let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. Romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. And separation, time apart from your partner, is on the horizon. Yeah, I'm not surprised to see this at all. In fact, I think that's what most of you are going through. So, all right, throw some zodiac signs on it. 20 minutes. Aquarius, these are supposed to be 15 minutes each. I got carried away. All right, zodiac signs for Aquarius. Zodiac signs for Aquarius. What zodiac signs want to come out? A couple more? Couple more for Aquarius? Okay, thank you. So you had Capricorn come out. Ooh, you got double Capricorns. Double Capricorns. Scorpio, Libra. Bottom of your deck is Scorpio again. 2 Scorpios and 2 Capricorns. God help you, Aquarius. Have fun with that. No, I'm just kidding. I love all my zodiac signs. All right, I'll see you guys soon. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below what resonates. See you soon for more tarot. Bye, Aquarius.